Well, alrighty, old goats, we got the Mount It Projector cart. It says carts, as in plural. It's one cart, two shelves. So, yeah, we're going to show you how to put it together. Doesn't look overly hard. Of course, I'm just looking at pictures. So, first thing you do, pull everything out of the box. That's fun. Alright, and then look at the picture here. You got this little cross-looking thing. So you're going to set that down. Picture shows small end to the left, longer end to the right, and then you're going to put the four wheels on. There's two different types of wheels. You see, you got the G4, which has the locks, and the G5, which has no locks. So the no lock ones are going to go on the two crossbars. These are going to be your G5s because there's no lock. And I had it upside down. Alrighty. We're going to put that in there and, you know, twist her on, right? Alright, we'll twist it the rest of the way later. I just want to get things started. So these are fairly simple, and it did come with a tool to, that's not it. Where is the tool? Well, oh, right here in this bag. Oh, there's two different tools. I only saw the one. So I would assume this tool is going to allow you to grab onto that nut that's up underneath there just to get that turned a little quicker. Because I can't even get the dang on thing on. Oh, it's because I'm using the wrong side, right? Okay. Well, you're going to be better off to use your finger to get it started pretty good, and then use the tool to tighten. But go ahead and get the other ones on as well. The G4s, those are the ones with the locks. Those are going to go to the top and the bottom of the cross. I hope you don't mind them calling it a cross. That's kind of what it looks like, so that's why I'm calling it that. I mean, I don't mean any disrespect to anything. I'm just calling it what it looks like and think, you know, that's what it looks like, so that's what people will go like, oh yeah, I see that. And then the other lockable one goes on the bottom here. I guess the cross is called B1. Yeah, picture says B1. It's got a little sticker on it that says B1, so maybe I should just call it B1. Right? Yep. Well, the daughter's nodding her head saying, yes, call it B1. So, almost got all these finger tight. I bet this is going to be the hardest part. It's getting all these casters put in there to where they're in, you know? That's got to be the hardest part, right? Alright, so now we can get the tool hopefully in there and yeah, take an hour to tighten it down the rest of the way. And of course, that is one thing about getting it all the way down and as far as you can with your finger. That way it takes way less time to do it with the dang tool. Because let's face it, these tools, getting onto those things, not the easiest thing to do, especially if there's a gap between the nut and the piece, because the tool is going to fall into that gap, and then you're going to turn it with nothing. Touching nothing, getting rid of nothing, moving nothing. So, I mean, it's nice that they put the tool in there. That way you don't have to go, you know, search for a wrench and go, oh, what size is this? Well, I don't know. Okay, casters are on, right? Next picture, let's see, step number 2, Shows the casters down, keeping the top of the cross to the left and the bottom of the cross to the right. And we're going to find this cross beam right here. They're calling it B2. Let's double check. Yes, sticker says B2. Now we're going to take 4 of the A1 screws or bolts, which is probably all 4 of them. And you could take the little hex thing pull out if you wanted to, or you can just size 4 hex yeah, bit. I think the 4 means 4 millimeter, but not entirely. Okay, and then I need the 4 bolts as well. See, I was like, I put that down in there. I'm like, it doesn't want to grab a hold. So, all right, zip that up there. Oh, wait a minute. We need to make sure that these holes are facing the right way, right? So, picture showing 2 holes facing the top, and both sides here have 2 holes. So 2 holes facing the bottom, 2 holes facing the top, right at the top of this piece here. So she's facing the right way. You can put the nut on the bottom. There's really only, what, 4 different pieces as far as bolts and nuts and stuff. So A1 for the bolt and the 4 nuts that are there. There's only 4 nuts, so not hard to figure out which nut you need when it's the only set of 4 nuts there is. So you're going to put those on, if you can get them to slide in the hole straight. There you go. There you go. And tighten those nuts on. Get those nuts nice and tight. Froze. I don't know why you guys think that way. Really don't. Alright, get that last bolt in there. Get that last nut on there. Maybe. There you go. Alright. Now a little trick that I like to do is I like to put my finger on the nut. Put the tool and hold the nut with your finger. Of course, like with most things, power tools, put the torque down a little bit. I mean, you can tell if it's tight enough. I mean, she's tight enough, okay? It's not hard. You can always tighten it again later if you didn't get it tight enough. But if you break it, well then you can't tighten it again later because you broke it. So, use your head a little bit. If you're using a hand tool, tighten as much as you can with your hand. Don't go overboard. Alright, next step is, it looks like this little black piece here. Oopsie, I'm sorry, this little black piece here. She's going to come slide right down over the top of this, slide all the way down to cover up those bolts. That was probably the hardest step in this whole thing. Okay, now, I don't know, I think we're using 2 different things. Let's see, B4, we need 2 of those and a B3. Okay. Where's B3? That was B1, that was B2. B3 is over here. Okay. So this little L, the little L with that 2 square-ish sides, that's going to be B3. And let's see, 3 holes is the part going up. 2 holes is the one going to the side. And then you're going to take your B4 and you're going to line those 2 holes up onto the center of the 2 B4s. And you're going to take 2 of the A2s, which is going to be the next group of bolts. And you're going to put one in each hole. Okay, so slide it down into the hole. Whoa! Get her in there, man. We're going to leave this a little loose for now because I'm pretty sure there's something else that's going to go on with this to help keep it straight. And I don't want to have to try to hold it and try to keep it straight. I'd rather have something else hold it for me. Alright, so the next step after that is going to be to attach this to B7. Okay. So I'm going to take this out of the way. This looks like it might be, nope, this is not B7, this is B6. That's a big piece of wood there. Here's B7. Alright, B7 is your smaller piece of, I don't know, plastic or wood, whatever it is. And is there a front and a back on this? Let's see, it looks pretty symmetrical all the way around. Doesn't seem like there's a front or a back or a particular side that matters. So, going long ways here. And line those up. Line these two up. And let me guess, that's where the other four of these go. A2s, yep, okay, cool. Okay, for the bottom cable, the pictures, actually, I don't think there's any words, really. No, there's no words, it's just pictures. Pictures doesn't really show it very well. Just kind of shows, you know, this rod, this bracket, shows it about a couple inches above the board, and it has the little, you know, lines to go, like this bolt goes through this hole, of which, being that this whole thing is elevated above the wood, it looks like this is on the edge. It's not. It doesn't show this on the edge because, again, it's elevated, so it shows this, like, you know, out here to try to show that 3D picture on a 2D piece of paper. So you want this to be flush with this edge. If not, when you put it down into the base, shit don't work. Okay, so we missed that picture. No help at all. Mount it. Come on, guys. Put a thing on this that says, you know, rod side and not rod side. Something. Do a little better job on the picture to show that it's not perfectly spaced. Do something to help the consumer out in putting it together. That way they don't run into a problem and then they go, it don't go together right. Well, it does. It's just the picture sucks, and yeah, that sucks. So now we got this turned around. I mean, just take 4 bolts off, turn the hardware around, put the 4 bolts back in. Not like it's a hard fix, just it's a frustrating fix for the consumer, especially, you know, single moms, elderly people, people with, you know, not really much experience putting things together. It'd be very frustrating, and I would have been one of those people a few years back, so I feel the pain. So it doesn't matter which way it goes as long as these go into those holes. Alright, that's nice and easy. Look at that, it's going to line everything up for you. You don't have to worry. See, it's a good thing we didn't tighten those other ones, because it's going to straighten everything up for us and hold it all in place, and then we're going to be able to tighten it down all at once. So, kudos. Kudos, kudos, kudos. Alright. And should I turn that around so you can see it? I mean, y'all thing just goes in like that. Right? Okay. Next step, B6. Put that out of the way. Let that toy make some noise for us. See B6 here. Let's see. Got a screw on each corner, or a bolt on each corner, holding these small pieces down here. The 4 holes for bolts are evenly spaced on the top, so it doesn't look like it matters which way it goes.
And then it says to take G2 and 2 of the A3s, which A3 is going to be the last set of bolts you got. Huh. Boy, something seems like it's... Because you still got to connect that to this, to that. Oh, that's what the thumb screws are for. Okay, alright. So, alright, this is going to go... okay, so you want to orient it to where 2 small holes close together, 2 small holes close together. Okay? Yeah. So this is going to go on this side over here. It could go on the other side, it doesn't really matter. But it's going to be the L shape, you know, with the L bottom facing on the outside of the piece. So, put that in there. Whoopsie. I didn't drop it, so I must have done something wrong. I didn't drop it. Because, you know, nothing's ever done unless you drop stuff, right? I mean, that's the way it is. I mean, things are just not done right unless you drop something. Gots to drop something, man. Okay, that's it for that. And I think this is saying don't use power tools, but that's fine. I know what I'm doing with power tools. Alright, next step is we'll take B5 and of course square part over here, round part down here, round part through round hole. Oh god, that's all that says. Oh, you must have to go in further? Okay, cool. It's going to go in further. Alright, now we're going to take this little clamp here, put it on the other side of that rod. I don't think we have to make sure the rod stands straight up yet. That's more of the next step. But let's see. Did it say? Yeah, it said put 2 A3s in here. Alrighty. Which is the last 2 bolts we got. I did skip over the thumb screw part, of which there's 2 different thumb screws. I think. Oh, there's some washers in here. Oh, there's a washer in here, rather. Just a single solitary washer, and this takes a single solitary washer. So there was, they're calling the thumb screw, they're calling it G6. There was 2 different packs of thumb screws. G6 is the one that was just one by itself, which is this one. My daughter kept them separate for me. Very nice of her. Let's see. This goes through the sliding part here, and then of course the washer goes on to the other side of it, and into the hole on this guy. So just tighten that down. This will be what allows you to rotate your table. So, I mean, I'm going to put it somewhat tight for now so that it holds it, and then I'll loosen it up later to get it to move to where I want it to move to the angle that I want it to move to. But for now, we're going to get it tight. Okay, that was really easy. Really, really easy. Okay, next step. Okay, I mean, well, I mean, yeah. So we're going to take this, which is, you know, the cross and the legs and everything. Of course, it shows foot of the cross on this side, and big table facing the foot of the cross. So that slides right down into the top hole there. And alrighty, so we'll put the base down here. Of course, long end of the cross over there to the right, and short end, the top of the cross to the left. Smaller piece. It's going to go towards the top of the cross. because it has less for extra weight. You could put the bigger piece over there, but it's going to cause a lot more weight. And then if you put something heavy on a big piece, it might tip. Okay, I'm just saying it might. I don't know. I didn't try it out. I'm not going to try it out. I'm just saying, you know, hey, put the smaller piece over here. That way, the bigger piece is heavier. It can go towards. Maybe center of gravity is not the right word, but towards, well, because the center of gravity is on the, you know, towards the bottom of the cross. So, I guess maybe center of gravity is the right word. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, tighten those thumb screws down. I put this one. There's 3 different holes on these, so you can have it at 2 different heights. Just select if you want it to be on the lower one, use the top hole. If you want it on the higher one, use the middle hole for the top. Like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So to have it lower, you use these 2. To have it higher, you use. To have it lower, you use these 2. To have it higher, you use these 2. Okay, now we got that correct. Alright, for this one, we're going to have this onto this side, because that's what the picture shows, and that's where we actually want it. And I want this side to be a little higher, because the picture on the website showed these at 2 different heights, and that's what made me want it. Is because I don't want something that's flat straight across. I'm not sure if this is going to go under the chair the way I wanted it to, or the way I hoped it would. I was actually looking at a different model, and I kind of lost it because I was talking. So I hit the wrong button on my phone and went off the page, and this was the closest one I could find to that for what I wanted. But it'll be fine even if it doesn't go underneath the chair, because it'll still allow me to have my laptop where it's out of the way. I can still use it on my chair. It's just out of the way. I don't have to like pick it up off the stand and bring it over and put it on my lap, and then move it off my lap whenever I go to sit down. Right? Yeah, that sucks. Anyway, she's together. Hope you found that useful. Oh, use this thumb screw up here. You loosen that up, and then you can tilt that. That way, laptop can be at an angle for it. And that's going to be the side it tilts to. And it's got that little rib here to hold it in place. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten that. That way, one less thing I have to do when I get it over there. Bye!
You forgot to say already go.
Alrighty guys, she's together. And yeah, makes that nice and easy to have the laptop sitting up here so I can play a game while sitting. Of course, you just roll it out if I'm done with it. And then of course I got my keyboard and mouse for the other computer, the wireless ones, right over here on the other stand, so I can grab those if I need to. Bye!